This is actually an ancillary structure, a garden structure, ancillary to the main dwelling. So it's the foot of the garden, and for that reason we've used a mirror cladding to help dissolve that building, to kind of push it back into the backdrop, reflect the green area around it and the trees, etc. It's used by the family as a therapy suite. The main challenge from a structural perspective is actually underground, and the reason why is you'll see the trees. So you've got a couple of large existing trees that are protected, and so we need to afford the root protection zones, but despite that we also need to design that in the foundations, which Ben from your structures and Alex had the main thrust to get that right, so that we make sure that all remains standing whilst protecting the trees as well. So Ben, what problems does that entail with the substructure, and what were your solutions to it?
That was a challenging one. It couldn't have traditional foundations, and that meant automatically we had to come up with a solution that engineered the foundations in the form of a raft that enabled us to support the superstructure.
So once we're out of the ground, then we have our own set of challenges, which of course as architects are responsible for, because we've introduced these shooting forms, things that pop out of the building, and of course a lot of glass. And so, Alex, how did that represent a problem for you, and how did you overcome those problems?
So your use of a lot of glazing obviously provides us a lot of challenges, lateral stability being a big one. So we used a system of steel frames to support discreetly the glazing. You had the multiple levels, and cantilevers offered a challenge with connections and how to sort of make the steel work with your design, so it all worked as one fluid item. Even the use of your green roof, that was a challenge in itself, just mainly for the additional loading that these structures normally wouldn't be sort of subjected to.
The other kind of architectural achievement through your engineering is the fact that you don't see any beams internally, so you've managed to keep all of the structure within the roof zone. And so obviously that's what as architects are interested in, and you've kept the sight lines really nice and slim, and a clean space inside. Was that a particular challenge, or is that just what you were accustomed to?
Yeah, I suppose every project has its challenges. Working with your drawings, always a pleasure. That was good to try and sort of fit in steels, albeit sometimes they were heavier and not as deep, so we could work with your desire to have clean lines. And yeah, just generally working as a collaborative partnership always brings out the best in both parties.
All in all, I think it's been quite successful, very successful, I may say. It's nice and crisp, sharp, and so all the architectural devices that we used are there, and you've managed to achieve them and achieve them well. So personally, I'm quite happy with it, and I like to think that you are too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.